What if humans didn't need sleep? That's not to say, what if you just never slept? Sleep deprivation can cause a myriad of problems. But what if you didn't need sleep to function normally? Sleep plays a fundamental role in how people structure their lives, and taking it away would have a huge socioeconomic impact. Here are some of the ways our lives might be different if we didn't sleep. Many people think they would be more productive if only they had more time. If we didn't require sleep, that means we wouldn't experience any form of fatigue. So in a world without sleep, in which people had more than 8 hours a day, it's tempting to suggest they'd get more done, and society would solve more problems. But experts say most people would not make the best use of this extra time. It's really seductive to think we would all become smarter and more productive, but that's probably not the case. The human brain requires a certain amount of downtime to function optimally, and too much work or stress impairs thinking, which is why people may come up with their best ideas in the shower or in the middle of a seemingly mindless pastime. Most people, if they have more time, tend to fill it with relaxation or just pass the time away. We're not machines, so we can't simply keep working 24/7. People who are compulsive workers might do more at first, but eventually it will take its toll because we need to refresh ourselves. Rather than being more productive, people might just be busier. Technological advances over the last few decades have allowed people to work around the clock, but they aren't necessarily more productive than in the past, they're just busier. Sleep really puts a pause on our busyness and our productivity. We would probably spiral into busier, possibly more self-destructive patterns. Expectations around work might change as well. Without a need for sleep, your boss might be justified in wondering why you didn't reply to an email at 3 a.m. No need for sleep would shift expectations of how long people can work without a break. People who work day as well as night shifts, such as doctors, nurses, and janitors, might be worried about exploitation and employers putting pressure on their employees to work longer hours and do more shifts in the name of economic productivity, but socially and health-wise, workers would lose out. 20-hour workdays could become common for minimum wage jobs, and a 12-hour workday wouldn't be seen as oppressive because you have 12 other hours. That might not necessarily mean more overtime, since without a need for sleep, there might not be such a thing as a 40-hour work week. Repetitive stress injuries might become much more common. Society would also need more staff in public service professions, such as police officers and firefighters. Even though there are night shift workers now, society would need more, just as many as during the day, because people would be more active at night. No need for sleep would also affect relationships. Although people like to spend time with loved ones, too much time with their kids or significant others could have a downside. If everyone's awake and active, when do you get downtime? People get a little worn out if they don't have time away from their loved ones, something that sleep usually brings. Babies sleeping is usually the only rest new parents ever get, and that would be gone. On the other hand, some people might lose out on interactions with their family if routines that are built around sleep, like reading to their kids before bed, disappeared, and we might lose things like meal times and family time. Although no need for sleep would provide more opportunity to make money, it would also offer more opportunities to spend money. People would need to heat their homes 24 hours a day and eat more meals. A world without sleep would need more resources to keep it running, and businesses would be open 24 hours a day. There would be more energy usage, more trash, and more wear and tear. The electric and power, garbage collection, and vehicle maintenance industries would grow, and natural resources would be depleted about 30% faster than we do currently. There's also a question of what would happen to the sleep industry. Americans spend $5 billion every year on sleeping aids. Homelessness would essentially cease to exist, since nobody would need a place to sleep, but hygiene would become a bigger issue. Anyone passed out on the street or on a bench would be assumed to be in dire need of medical attention. Without people sleeping at night, we would probably see a drop in crime rates, and there would be no more discounts on red-eye flights. Human productivity might still require rest periods at regular intervals, but spending the night in a hotel would be replaced with nap pods or rest pods every few hours. No need for sleep might also have health implications. Sleep problems have been linked with a number of health conditions like heart disease. Even if people didn't need sleep, that would not necessarily take away the risk of this and other health conditions linked with a lack of sleep. In addition, there would be more opportunities to eat, which could lead to increases in obesity. While there would theoretically also be more time to get to the gym, humans tend to gravitate toward things that bring pleasure. Even when people really do have the time to make healthy choices, most people generally don't. Sleep is also important for memory consolidation, so even if people don't feel tired, a lack of sleep can affect their brains. It's unclear what the long-term consequences of staying awake might be. No need for sleep would also cause a great change in people's lifestyle. Companies would have their workers work with little to no breaks, and school holidays would be much shorter. We'd all have lots of spare rooms for our hobbies. Most bedrooms would get repurposed as workspaces, workout rooms, recreational activities, and libraries, but some would still exist for when you're sick. The cost of housing could be reduced without having to build bedrooms. Houses would just be great rooms with a bathroom and a garage. We'd have to come up with some other euphemism besides going to bed together or sleeping together, since nobody would be doing either of those things. People would do a lot more things at night. There would probably be some sports activities that would be played at night more often. And when would Santa come? People would be a lot more aware and not sleep deprived. Caffeine would be more of a stimulant for the mind instead of a necessity to wake up. Sleep as a way to pass time or get in touch with your unconscious could remain popular, but it would need to be induced in some way. For a popular character on a show to be in a coma would be even more horrific, since sleep would be thought of as unnatural, and blackout drunk would be seen as far more serious. People structure their lives largely around sleep patterns and the need for sleep. If we didn't need to sleep, the sociological impact on life as we know it would be unprecedented, and the world would be a much different place. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a tip. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that little bell in the corner to get notifications on more videos like this one.